So I heard the story of a lady who was in a relationship with this guy for several years, and she received the shock of her life one day. Guess what it is? It was the wedding invitation of her so-called boyfriend, of this man of her dreams that she's painted in her head. Yes, this guy she's been in a relationship with is, or has eventually planned to, walk down the aisle with another woman that is not her. She was shattered. But guess what? The signs had been there all along. She just did not pay attention to the signs that he was not going to marry her. So today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 signs that he will not marry you. If you're in a relationship with a guy, you spent some months, some years with him, and you're wondering, when are we going to walk down the aisle? Maybe he doesn't have any intention of wanting to marry you. So I'm going to provide you with some light so that you can see and see clearly and make a very important decision for yourself, for your own life, because you don't want to waste your time, don't waste your life with a guy who has no intentions of getting married to you, especially if you are thinking of marriage as a lady that you are. Okay, so welcome to my YouTube channel, The Confident Woman. I am the confident woman. I'm Blessing Ekunayo. You're welcome. Right, so I'm just going to go straight into it. I've got 5 signs to share with you. 5 signs he will not marry you. Okay. Number 1, he keeps your relationship with him private. Okay. Now, when a guy tells you, you know what, I'm a very private person, I don't want anybody to know about our relationship, it's just me, between me and you, and let's do it like that, you know what, I don't want, even when we're going for an event, we should not go together, we should go separately, we should sit separately, when we're going to church, we go separately, you know what, those kind of talks, but you come to my house, or I come to your house, and we do it codedly, everything is coded. My dear sister, let me tell you something. He's not going to marry you. See, so it's one thing for a guy to be private, yeah. Like he doesn't want his personal life out there. But no matter how private you are, if the guy takes your relationship and takes you seriously, if he actually intends to marry you, he will let important people in his life know that I really like this babe, I really like this girl, I want to spend the rest of my life with her, you know what, and he'll be proud to show you off, to his parents, his siblings, his close friends. Let him know, this is my babe, you know what, that kind of a thing. Even if he's not saying marriage, but he's proud to call you his, with his friends, with his family, to introduce you. That's a sign that this guy would probably marry you. Not that he will, but at least he's showing you signs that he is interested in you, he is into you. Okay, but if he just says no, no relation, like no, nobody must know about it, like zero conversation about, to anybody about your relationship with him, that's a red flag. He's probably not gonna marry you. If, for example, the guy says, tells his parents or his family members, but he doesn't want it on social media, for example, and both of you can agree to that, that's fine. Not everybody wants their stuff in public eyes, in a public space, or like social media. But your pastor, your mentor, important people in both of your life should be aware that we are courting, we are in a relationship, because it also protects you, gives you a form of security as a woman, because there are people who can hold him, who can hold you also accountable in that relationship. So if he's keeping it very secret, nobody knows about it, he's probably not going to marry you. Okay, he's probably not going to marry you. So I'm sorry to break that news to you. If nobody knows about your relationship and it's just 2 of you that know about that relationship, nah, it's not gonna work, my dear sister. So you know what, take the step that is right for you, just get out. Number 2, he doesn't talk about marriage. If you're in a relationship, that's your mindset is, I'm with this guy because I want to get married, and you're with this guy but he's not talking about marriage. So what are you doing in a relationship, my dear? Like, what is the point? What are we doing in this thing called a relationship? Are we just wasting our time sleeping with each other, just doing nonsense? If your goal is marriage, then it's important that you're talking about marriage in that relationship, because that's the focus, that's the goal. You're talking about your future together, right? So if he's not talking about marriage, or he's avoiding conversations about marriage, then he's not thinking about marrying you, my dear. He's not. If he's also saying negative things about marriage, all that he says are, horrible things. Oh, my parents are, their marriage no work. I don't think my marriage is going to work. That person is also all bad marriages. That's giving you a sign that he has some fears about marriage. But he's also not saying he's going to get married. He's probably pointing in direction like, I don't want marriage. Maybe because of his fears. And if you want marriage, then that's a sign that you should not be with him, because you are both not headed in the same direction. So he's probably not going to marry you, because that's not what he wants. It may not be about you, it may be about what he wants, and marriage is not what he wants. So you are not going to be on that journey of marriage with him. So if he's not talking about marriage, he's probably not going to marry you. Just accept that and make a decision, the right decision for yourself if you want marriage. Okay. Number 3 is that he does not prioritize you or the relationship. So if you're with a guy who always gives excuses, it's my job, I'm so busy, this meeting or that meeting, every other thing comes first before you or your relationship. Every other person, his exes whatever, they come first. His parents come first, his sibling, everything else comes first before he even thinks about you. So you are not on his list at all, because all of these things have to take precedence, have to take priority over your relationship. He rarely if you don't text, he will not text you. If you don't call, he will not call you. My dear, you're in a relationship by yourself, with yourself. Well, I always say that thing. So please, it's very, very unlikely that he will marry you. He would not marry. That's a huge red flag, and that's a sign for you to know that this man will not marry. And if you try to make him marry you by fire, by force, you'll just realize that you will be very, very lonely in that marriage, because he will be so emotionally distant from you, and you don't want that. So there are many wonderful guys that would value you, that will value the beauty that you are, the beautiful thing that you bring to that relationship. Don't settle for less, okay? He will not marry you. Number 4, the fourth sign that this guy will not marry is that he talks about his future without you in it. So how he talked about the fact that in Matter that he doesn't talk about marriage. This one, he talks about his future, but you're not in that future. So he may talk about things like, about his career, like his 5-year plan or his 10-year plan, how he wants to become maybe the CEO of his company, or have businesses and travel the world and do this and do that. But in all of those plans, you are not there. We're talking about his children, but not the children that both of you are going to give birth to, his own children with somebody else. And you are listening to that, you're like, I can't hear myself in the picture of this guy's future, because he's not picturing you in his future. That's a sign that he doesn't intend, he's not thinking about marrying you, my dear. See, as ladies, we have to be discerning. You don't wait for the guy to say, oh, I don't want to marry you. Use this thing, use it. It's not for decoration. You know what? Because you know what you want. You have to be discerning, you have to understand, you have to read in between the lines, or ask the right question, so that you don't allow any guy waste your time. Okay, and that's why it's important to be confident in yourself, to know your worth, to know your value. Because if the guy is not giving you what you want, man, you get out. I mean, it's not deserving of you. It's not deserving of your time. It's not deserving of your life, and it's not worth sharing your life. You're not. You shouldn't. I mean, it's not worth sharing your life with him. So please, if he's talking about his future and you're not in it, or even avoid talking about his future, because that future might have to do with marriage. So that is not his path at all. Just reverse, or pick up your shoes, your bags, and run. And sometimes, as women, we feel like, I've spent 2 years of my life with this guy. How am I going to start? I spent 5 years of my life with this guy. You know what? I'll just stick around and see, maybe he's going to change his mind. Maybe he's going to, please, it's not worth it. You may have spent say 5 years with him, for example, and that's a long time. I sympathize with you, but would you rather spend more time with him or the rest of your lives with him in regrets, in misery, rather than, okay, accept that, yes, I've wasted this 5 years of my time, but I will choose not to waste the rest of my life with this guy because I'm not deserving of this. I do not deserve this. You know what? I want more than this. And pack your bags and leave the relationship, because there's somebody of amazing value, a wonderful guy who would appreciate what you bring to the table, who would be in alignment with your own goals, whose goals will be in alignment with your goals too. So don't say, because I've spent so amount of time with this guy, I don't want to leave, or what people say. It's your life, my dear. It's your life. At the end of the day, he may end up still jilting you. So if your eyes are open now, please walk away with your heads up high there. So that's number 2, and sorry, that's number 4. And the last one, the fifth sign that he will not marry you is that your gut tells you, yeah, so deep within, you know that this guy it's not he's not acting very serious about me. You see it, like, I would love him to be a bit more serious about me. I would like him to take a relationship a bit more seriously. You are wanting more. You keep waiting for him to step up. You want him to step up to value you, to appreciate you, to talk about marriage. You're wanting him to do more, because you can see clearly that he's not really into you. And so in an attempt to try to make him to be into you, or to make him to talk about marriage, or to make him to marry you, you keep trying to wait, or you keep trying to convince him that you are worthy of him, or you are worthy of being his wife, you are worthy of being, is what I don't even know how to say it. Like, just keep trying to you keep working so hard so that he can choose you. It's like, pick me. Can't you see all that I'm doing? Trying to be the wife, give him wife privileges when he's not married to you. You wash his clothes, you cook for him, you sleep with him, you do everything that a wife's meant to be doing for this guy. So I can say, oh, can you see I'm a wife material? No, you're just devaluing yourself, in his sight, in front of him. He's getting everything that he should work hard for free. He's still not going to marry you. So if you have to work so hard for a man to choose you, my dear, he's not going to choose you. If he chooses you, it means that at the end of the day, he's not going to really value you, because it's like, I just married her because I was stuck. I didn't want to maybe marrying you out of pity or something. That's not the kind of guy that you deserve, honestly. So all of the signs, if your gut is already telling you, your gut's probably right, and if you're a child of God, the Holy Spirit within you is already telling you that this guy is not meant for you. This guy you're not in alignment. You don't share the same vision, the same purpose, the same, you're not compatible, right? What are you still doing? Don't say, oh, it's the only one that is saying, that is talking to me. There's no other guy, and let me just marry him. Man is man. You're better off alone, my dear. Bible says 2 are better than 1, because they have a good reward for their labor. So if there is no good reward for the labor of you both, then there is no point. You are better off alone, right? So I hope these signs have been helpful and have helped open your eyes to seeing that, if you're in a relationship with a guy and you can see any of the signs, my dear, it's not worth it. You are probably in a relationship with yourself, by yourself, okay? It's very likely that he will not marry you. So I'm sorry to break your heart, but someone has got to tell you the truth, okay? Yeah, and if he does marry you, you don't want to be in that kind of marriage where you are very, very lonely. There are many women who have had to convince men to marry them. At the end of the day, they realize that the man is married to them, but he's not emotionally into them. In fact, the guy is probably cheating on them, in the marriage. The guy is doing all sorts of things that just breaking their hearts. And in the marriage, yes, he marries you. You realize that you still have to continue in that marriage to try to keep him, to try to prove yourself, try to prove your worth. Like, that's exhausting. Please marry somebody who just loves you for you, and you don't have to work extra hard in trying to convince him or please him again. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And that's why you've got to know your worth, right? You're worth more. and you deserve more. You are deserving of more as a woman, of true love, a man that genuinely loves you for you, with your strengths, your weakness, with your flaws. Yeah. So thank you for watching. Let me know what you think. And I wish you all the best. It's my prayer that you meet a man who will truly love you, value you, and serve you. Until I see you next time, I'm Blessing Ekunayo, and this is The Confident Woman. Bye for now.